Welcome back. Now, I don't want anybody to be confused on this live stream. Hopefully, you saw the subtitle to this live stream. If you haven't, I'm going to refresh your memory right now. This is going to be one of those videos where I crash out, where I am no longer this nice podcaster. No, I am a very bitter, angry, chip on his shoulder, black male who's spazzing out and crashing out. Okay, I have introduced to this channel an alter ego. Okay, call me Jekyll and Hyde, the black version. And I am in evil mode right now. But my evil is righteous evil. I hate evil, sick, twisted people. And I see a lot of it in the MMA community. Don't get in my way. Y'all better stay out of my way. Now let's deal with this fight between Karine Silva and Viviane Araujo. Before this fight went down, I made a community post. Some of you saw it. Before this fight went down, it was shortly before 10 o'clock. The main card in my time zone started at 10 p.m. I made this post around 9:45. I said, I think Silva versus Araujo is 50-50. Do you? Okay. Now, before this fight, I watched a whole lot of film on Viviane Araujo, and I saw this girl is pretty good on the ground. She gets takedowns. She is very fast to slap on submissions, very fast at slapping on submissions. She is formidable on the ground. I also saw that her striking was not the best, but neither is Silva's. Karine Silva's striking is not the best. So I'm like, okay, this is a 50-50 fight. A lot of people gonna be surprised. Another thing, let me tell you straight out the gate, who's gonna get the boot from this stream and from my channel. Anybody celebrating the loss, anybody I see even remotely celebrating Karine Silva's loss, you're getting blocked. You're getting blocked. There is no reason whatsoever to celebrate the loss or the loss of a win streak, the loss of an undefeated streak for no fighter, no matter who it is. But especially not Karine Silva. Karine Silva has been professional and respectful to all her opponents. If you that much of a childish, deranged hater where you want to come and celebrate the loss of somebody who was doing something good and looking good, you're getting out of here. I don't even want to hear from people like that. Don't want to hear from you. But I digress. Some people feel that Viviane won this fight because I made another post. You see it on the screen right here. I said, how did you score it? 90% of the people scored it, and there's only 21 votes. 90% said they scored it for Araujo. Okay? I have a question. Question from the channel host. Why did you score it for Araujo? Real simple. You believe she won the fight? Can you please tell us why you believe she won the fight? Because what it looks like to me, as I look at this, and I know I'm unbiased. I am unbiased. I am fair. And I'm one of the few fair people in MMA. Most MMA fans, I don't know why people are not just honest about this, are white racists, Latino racists. Many people are racist and they're not even white. And that shapes many of your perspective. And if you ain't got the balls to recognize that, you shouldn't even say nothing. You shouldn't even talk. Those of you who feel that Mora defeated Veronica Hardy, why do you feel Araujo beat Silva? Because what it looked like to me is that Silva and Mora fought the same fight but got different results. That's what I saw. On top of that, Karine Silva had, if I'm not mistaken, I only watched it once. Karine Silva hurt Viviane in the second round. Had her backpedaling. Hurt her with punches. So I'm looking at a fight similar to the Mora Veronica fight, except Silva was able to put Viviane Araujo on her bike because of some punches. So I'm trying to understand how can you score it for Mora and then watch basically the same fighter who was putting on the pressure in the fight between Mora and Veronica. Many people have already pointed out that Mora got credit for pressing Veronica the whole fight. You'll hear people point out, hey, the UFC new criteria gives credit to the fighter who's pressing the other fighter. Many people said, hey, well, Mora was pressing forward, being the initiator, initiating the action, trying to engage. That was Mora, and they gave her credit for that. Can somebody explain to me why Silva didn't get that same credit? Oh, I already know. Because UFC is full of a bunch of dirty, degenerate racists. That's why. And most people look at Karine as the nigga and as Araujo as the dark-skinned but non-black sort of Eurocentrized Brazilian. That's what it is. That's what it is. That was the exact same fight. Matter of fact, Silva fought more of the fight that Mora should have. She did better than Mora. Mora wasn't able to hurt Veronica. She wasn't. And I understand. Somebody said that they thought Veronica was stunned in the first round by a punch to the face. Fine. The most you could say about that strike was that it was a power shot landed. She was not hurt because she didn't lose her legs. She didn't start backpedaling. You can't say, oh, I think she was stunned unless they show results. You got to show damage has to be shown. You lose your legs, you fall. You start backpedaling. You do like what Viviane did. You're dizzy, you're off, you're hurt, you run away and try to regain your faculties. That's what happened to Viviane. So how in the world is it possible that someone thinks Mora won her fight, but think Silva irrefutably lost her fight? How does that work? Because I saw Viviane moving away the whole fight, and Viviane was not tattooing. She was not tattooing Silva like that. She wasn't. She was getting clipped a lot of times. Who inflicted damage? It was not Viviane. It wasn't. Let's go to a YouTube comment. Okay? And this is not me. I'm not the one who left this comment. Come on, man. Hurry up. Hurry up. And if y'all visit Instagram, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Let me see if I can refresh the page here. Okay, okay, here we go. Okay, we'll deal with that. We'll deal with that next. Let's deal with this comment. Oh, we're going to deal with some comment. And let me just say for the listeners, oh, God, I'm so sick. People, I have reached the edge. I've reached the end. I'm sick of racist people. Oh, y'all disgust me. I wish each and every one of you would flip and hang yourself. Hang yourselves right now. Hang yourselves. You're so annoying, and I hate, with every drop of blood in my body, I hate racists. I hate racists. Y'all thought Sheldon Harrison hate racists. Boy, y'all don't know the half. Now look at this right here. You can find this yourself. Go on UFC Instagram. You can find all these comments yourself. Look at this. Just go in there, scroll down. You don't have to do no filtering or nothing like that. Scroll down, keep going. You might have to scroll down a little bit. Okay, where's this comment? Did it get downvoted? Where is it at? Here it is right here. Okay, so it's not far from the top. This is the very top. You don't even have to show more comments. It's right there relatively at the top. It's left by Pedro, however you pronounce that. He said, so Silva lost even though she outstruck and controlled Vivi for more time, had more control time. Plus, she got more damage, LOL. Now, this is a situation where a fan, if you ask me, he's not race biased. I believe the majority of UFC fans are race biased, especially when it's black versus white. Much of their perception and thoughts on the fight is fueled by their race bias and racism. We're going to get deeper into that and show more proof of that. And this is one thing I see a lot of people refuse to point out about UFC fans. They're full of a bunch of degenerate, disgusting, dirty racists. And it colors much of their perception. And this guy, if you ask me, was spot on. Spot on. He said, bro, somebody responded, said, bro, I was saying them commentators talking about, yeah, she got the best of her. He says, yeah, Joe was being biased for Vivi. Vivi also grabbed the fence like 3 or 4 times in round 2 after getting rocked. Even DC said it. And for her, Silva, to not get that round, but Vivi grabbed the fence multiple times and those girls grabbed, man, people. And guess what? Everybody overlooks it and gives it a pass because UFC is full of a bunch of degenerate, dirty, disgusting racists. Wait, you can't hear sound? Wait a minute. Oh, we can fix that. You can't hear me? Somebody in the comment section said they can't hear me. Okay, thank you. The UFC fans are full of a bunch of dirty racists. If you can't admit that, you just ain't got no balls. I don't care what race you are. I know you've seen it. It's full of a bunch of, and what it is with these racists, race always colors their take of the fight. Always. And they're always going to lean toward either the white fighter or whichever fighter ain't black. That's just how they operate. How did Vivi win this fight? When she fought the same fight that Veronica fought and y'all thought Veronica lost. She didn't even do as well as Veronica. She wasn't outstrike. She did not outstrike Silva. And she got hurt in the second round. And Silva was the only one who got takedowns, got credited takedowns. More control time. And Vivi was not boxing. She did not turn Silva into a wobblehead. She did not. Now let's move on. Let me give y'all an example of the type of degenerate that I hate. If I see you, you getting the boot from my channel. Another reason why I'm crashing out so hard, I'm sick of seeing black content creators put up with these racists and allow these racist perspectives to color their perspectives. Have a backbone. Stand on business. Y'all not gonna color my perception. I'm calling it straight down the middle, exactly how it is. Look at this comment right here. He said, off-brand Natalia Silva fumbled the bag. Araujo gave her the vet check and she failed. I see any comments like that, you getting a boot. What are you celebrating the loss of an undefeated fighter with like 100% stoppage ratio for? Regardless of who that fighter is, I've made clear several times, I support whoever's doing well. If you're so much of a degenerate, you're preying on the downfall and celebrating the downfall of someone who is doing well, you're the type of degenerate that I don't want to hear from and I don't want to interact with you. Go ahead and leave your comment and show your face so I can get rid of you. I don't know what you're listening for anyway. What do you degenerates listen to me for anyways? Get lost. Find some, go listen to Guru. Lord. Somebody else left a comment. Somebody else, right here. This person said, people be hyping Karine Silva up so much. Let's stop right there. No, they don't. No, they don't. Nobody has ever hyped Karine up. Do you know what the truth is? And I want y'all to pay close attention. This is an example of the little sick racist devils I'm talking about. I hate you people. I hate every single racist on this planet. I hate your effing guts. You need to go and do everybody a favor. Go jump off a cliff. Go hang yourself. You're a dirty degenerate. You don't deserve to live and exist in this universe. He said, people be hyping Karine Silva up so much. Do you know? Let me translate that for y'all. He's saying niggas be hyping her up so much. Oh, these niggers thought they had one. That's what this is. Ha ha ha. The niggers thought they had a fighter who's going to be undefeated and take the title. Do you know what the truth is? Every drop of hype that anybody heaped on Karine Silva was earned by Karine Silva herself. I'm not tolerating anybody who gonna hop on here and refuse to give Karine Silva the credit that she earned. That girl had a 100% stoppage ratio, something that is rare. She's already set records that it's going to be hard for anybody to match. Anybody. Well, nobody heaping unearned praise and hype on her. But see, when you heap praise and hype on a little white girl, like Dakota, nobody has a problem with that. If I sit here and glaze Dakota, nobody gonna have a problem with that. And Dakota is much further along than Karine Silva. Dakota's fighting for a strap. What is there? There was nothing about Karine Silva that suggested a hype train. That she's a hype job. Nothing at all. You look at her record, you gotta scratch your head like, wow. A 100% stoppage ratio. Before she fought Ariane Lipski, every fight that she won, she stopped them. And most of them was in the first. Look at the round that they ended. First round, second, first. This was Ronda Rousey type stuff. There was no hype surrounding Karine Silva. Look at it. Again, look at her record. Let me rephrase that. Niggas don't get unearned hype. Niggas don't get unearned hype. If you got a black fighter like Karine who has hype, where you got the commentator saying, wow, this girl has a 100% stoppage ratio, that's pretty rare. Ain't no hype, ain't no artificial hype nowhere. Boy, and we're going to get to Jon Jones. We're going to get to Jon Jones because this artificial hatred of Jon Jones is laughable to me. Where Jon Jones is projected as the worst person in the world for doing the exact same things or even less than a whole heap of other fighters are doing. Jon Jones does not stand out in a crowd of fighters at all. Slapping your old lady around, yeah, take your pick. You can blindly point to another fighter. Yes, he slapped his girl. Many of them have been found guilty of it. Slapping their old ladies around. And they've done a lot worse than accidentally hitting a lady and fleeing the scene. Again, when you accidentally hit a pregnant woman and flee the scene, that's a whole lot different than saying, I'm about to attack these innocent people. Don't tell me that is the same thing. We're going to get to that. But there was no unearned credit given to Karine Silva. Understand that. Now, let me play something for y'all since we dealing with this. Oh, let's bring back
the eye poke,
because understand something. This guy motivates a good chunk of the racism in the MMA community as I speak. Much of it.
Quite land it. We go into a round 3 with
listen to this.
Old man Stipe. Whoa! Joe, that could be, I don't think it's a Stipe round, but he landed good shots. Very competitive round. I don't think 1-1, chat. Imagine what Aspinall would have done, Stipe. I know, dude. Dude, if Stipe were in his prime, he would wash. I really think that. We're making it to round 3 with 40-something-year-old Stipe. This is...
So, during the fight, he was rooting for Stipe. Why? When you want Jon to fight, I thought you wanted Aspinall Jones Aspinall so bad. I'm telling you, dude was rooting for Stipe. Why do you think he was rooting for Stipe? You know why, and everybody in his chat knows why. Everybody know what page this white supremacist is on. Okay? Just listen to him.
This is insane. He's been out for 4 years. Stipe's doing some shit, dude. Let him cook. Gramps has got some tricks up his sleeve, dude. Back in his day. You young whippersnappers.
See how happy he is? You heard what he said? He said lame cook. Talking about how, you know what he's referring to? He's saying, I already have content to ridicule Jon about. You allowed this old inactive man to take you into the 3rd or the 4th round. Anything he can get on Jones. And again, this artificial hatred for Jones, people, this is teenage stuff. It's not even a valid argument. Their whole thing is Jones deserves to lose because he's such a bad person. Really? Jones deserves to lose because he hit his old lady and he accidentally hit a pregnant woman and then left the scene. Okay, that's pretty horrible, but that's no different from the vast majority of these other fighters. So what's your beef? What's your beef? Their beef is he's a nigga, a black American being called the greatest of all time. I have a problem with that, especially when you got a UK fighter right there with an interim belt who is Snow White. Snow White. And it's funny, even when his followers told him, dude, turn the lights down a little bit and back up from the camera. You're trying to look too white to the point where you can't even see yourself. And if you look at this, like these areas, you can't even see him. He's invisible. You can't see his skin. All you see is white light. This is nothing but white light. And it's all because he tries his best to look as white as possible. Believe it or not, he's not as white as he looks on the. That's just some weird thing these white supremacists do.
Gramps has got some tricks up his sleeve, chat. Hold on now.
You see, that's what I'm talking about. Now let's fast forward a little bit. I want you to look at his reaction after Stipe got stopped.
Jones barely getting out of the way of some of these John Jones. Kick to the box, money for time. Stipe lands back. We're in the with a knee to the shot.
Oh, he was so excited every time Stipe does something. He was rooting for Stipe. It's like, oh, wait a minute. I thought you wanted Jones to lose to Tom Aspen. What's going on? No, he want anybody white to whoop him. I told you, with these racists, these twisted, sick, degenerate devils, whenever a black person fight a white person, it's a race war with them.
Blocks that head. Jones hit him with a thumb in the fist.
Let me tell y'all something. Like I said, many of you who's followed me, you probably can't take the heat in this kitchen. Boy, look, if you from suburbs somewhere, you're a little soft, a little something, you may as well unsubscribe, stop following. Because, boy, I can cook. I get real nasty. Y'all have no idea how disciplined, how much discipline I exercise during my up till now. I'm just tired of y'all. Y'all don't deserve, the gloves need to be off when you deal with such degenerates.
Dana shaking, jab from Jones. Stipe just wading in. Stipe touches, keep your hand, Jones. Stipe misses the right. Nothing though, he ain't for Stipe. You're in a fucking fight. And your base. Them apart. They're standing in. Good right hand from with a calf kick. Good. He's hurt bad, Chase. Might be.
Here you go.
Spinning back kick hurts Stipe. He goes down. He's hurt bad, Chase. Might be over. Wow, spinning back kick TKO hurt him. Good shot from Jones, to be fair, dude. Spinning back kick TKO. He done it. I thought we were going to make it to a fourth round. Nice win from Jones.
Now, you hear him? Right now, he's being fair. Nice win from Jones. He's being fair. He's being unbiased right now, right? But you know what else? He caught himself. He's thinking to himself, I'm being fair. I'm not being a white supremacist right now. So watch him correct himself.
Took Stipe to late in the third, nearly got to a fourth, but he hurt him with that spinning back kick, dude. Clean work from Jones. Sham of a title fight, dude. Two old fucks plodding around like retards. Heavyweights are on their feet these days, man. Embarrassing ass performance. Sorry ass performance from Jones. Drag.
Huh? Huh? Wait. Wait, what happened?
Gonna Stipe 4 years out of retirement in the middle of his 40s. Spinning back kick to the body, though. Clean work from the fucking wife-beating, PED-cheating bitch.
Do you really think he really despises Jones because Jones slapped on his wife, hit his wife? And again, just go look it up. UFC fighters who have been found guilty of domestic abuse. It's an endless number. I've shared them before in videos. So that's off the table. Don't tell me John stands out because he hit his old leg. A bunch of them have. And if that was all you had a problem with, your crusade would include a whole laundry list of fighters. Because it's only Jones, you reveal it's an agenda. That there's something else motivating you. Has nothing to do with PED use either. Do we really need to go over the list of fighters who've been busted for PED use?
Gay.
Huh?
Years out of retirement in the middle of his 40s. Spinning back kick to the body, though. Clean work from the fucking wife-beating, PED-cheating bitch. Gay.
And calls him gay. Again, this guy is most likely a virgin in his mid-20s. He is most likely a virgin in his mid-20s. But I want you to focus on the shift. That vitriol, that hatred right there, that racism that he spews, I'm telling you now, has infected several fans of MMA. Some of your best buddies are low-key guru fanatics, and they internalize his hate, his racism. They internalize it.
He got it. We were going to be looking at a fourth round there, chat. That was crazy. We were nearly looking at a fourth round before that shot. Great spinning back kick to
Now,
the body.
this same energy that he has, this same racist energy that he has, influences the fight between Viviane and Karine Silva. Oh, yes, it does. Oh, yes, it does. My proof is that not only Karine Silva fought the same fight Mora fought, but better. Oh, let's say it again. She fought the exact same fight that Mora fought, but better. But you're going to find these clowns saying that Mora won and that they think Viviane won. Why? What's the difference? Mora never hurt Veronica. She never hurt Veronica, not once. Huh? Now, this was a good fight to me. They should have got a bonus. They should have got a bonus for this fight. It was a good, hard fought fight. I thought Karine Silva won. Okay? Notice how when it comes to Karine Silva, when it comes to a black fighter, notice how standards that people used to use go out the window. Suddenly, all of a sudden, you don't get credit for pressing the action and trying to engage. Suddenly, you don't get credit for those takedowns. Suddenly, you don't get credit for hurting your opponent and putting them on their bike. Y'all know one of those judges gave Viviane every single round? Every single how? What? No. That was in the Mora fight. I believe they're kind of split on this one. But Vivi won unanimous decision? I didn't even think she won. And again, how does that work? How do you people think Mora won? How do you also think Vivi won? When Karine fought, Vivi was Veronica in this fight, and she didn't even do as good as Veronica. At least Veronica outstruck Mora. Vivi did not outstrike Silva at all. Doing all this running away. Suddenly, they are impressed with a fighter backpedaling. Right? Suddenly, now Vivi looks good. No, what are you talking about? This is nothing but pure racism. I'm telling you, racist people are demented, sick losers. Which is why why I'm not influenced by these judges or these sick, degenerate fans. None of them. Let's look at some more comments. Because there's a number of people who thought Silva won that fight. Here's one of them. And this is not a black dude. Shout out to all the people, regardless of race, who judge fairly, who's fair in their judgment. Okay? We have to acknowledge those people because I don't want anybody to think that all whites, that all non-whites or whatever are racist. They are not. I don't know how it happens. But there are many people who are racist and many people who are just not. The white racists, for example, here in the white people who are not racist are like extremely not racist. Here in Ohio, we have a group of people called the Amish. Here in Ohio, I was born and raised in Ohio. My people come from Alabama and Mississippi. Granddad from Mississippi, grandma from Alabama. They moved up to Ohio in the 1960s, 1970s. Okay, born and raised in Ohio. Here you have people called the Amish people. They are very well known for being some of the nicest people on this planet. Some white people are not racist, some are. And like I said, I'm a history student and I understand exactly what happened. The thing is that these white people who are not racist, they have never been the type to go or give pushback to the racists. They just get bullied by the racists. And they have to follow suit if they want to live. Okay, so I'm not talking about them. Not talking about them. Somebody said, now, I'm not going to ridicule Silva's performance. Before the fight, I said this is a 50-50 fight anyway. And again, I've been saying this for I don't know how long. I've said it I don't know how many times. Forget about there being some dominant flyweight. That era is over. I told you, those types of fighters are rare. But let me tell you something. Listen, I have no tolerance. I don't care who you're talking about. Even for Dakota. I hope Dakota wins this fight. I'm a big fan of Taylor Santos. But I would be a liar if I were to say that it would be more entertaining if Santos won. It wouldn't. I'd be more entertained if Dakota won an exhausted competition at PFL and went into the UFC, stayed undefeated, and challenged the champion. That's more entertaining to me. That's headline news stuff. And it should be for everybody else. If you such a effing degenerate that you prey on good fighters' downfall, especially fighters who doing well in MMA, a sport where it's hard to stay undefeated. You such a degenerate that you wishing on random fighters' downfall and the loss of their undefeated streak, I don't want to hear from you. Don't want to hear from you. Either keep quiet or expose yourself and I'm going to block you. There's no logical or acceptable reason to celebrate the loss of... In fact, this was a bad thing for the flyweight division. For Vivi, no disrespect to Vivi, but for Vivi to win this fight, that was bad for the division. What is wrong with you goofies? Oh, I know what's wrong with you. She's a nigga. She's a nigga. Trust me, many people have gone to Karine Silva's Instagram and they have saw her post where she's speaking about, her pride in being a Negro or a black Brazilian. Many people have seen that and they're disgusted. I'm telling you, white racists, they hate when black people, no matter where they are, speak of pride, being proud of what they are. They hate it for whatever reason. These are just deranged people. Look at Viviane before this fight. She had coming off a loss against Natalia Silva. She beat Jennifer Maia, lost to Ribas Grasso, beat Andrea Lee, lost to... She was looking horrible. There's less of a chance that Vivi fights for the strap, and if she does, she'll bring all this baggage with her. I'd rather see a fighter doing well like this. Make it up, fight for the strap. That's more entertaining. And again, what type of degenerate, why would you wish for a fighter's downfall who doing well? There's only one reason you could be doing that. You have to be a sick, degenerate racist. Simple as that. It is as simple as that. Here's another one who thought Silva won the fight. And I expected to see several people say, I thought Silva won the fight, especially seeing that the Veronica card was on this same card. That fight was on this same card. And I have no problem with Mora walking away with the victory. This was basically the same thing. But again, Silva fought the same fight Mora fought, but better. Mora was not able... And look at how Veronica took Mora's punches to the face. And look at how Vivi took them. When Vivi was hurt, that's how you react when you're hurt. You stop and you back up. You run away. You wobble. You're clearly dazed. She was hurt and still won the round. Don't tell me there's no bias at play. That's bias at play. I'm telling y'all now, this is how these people operate. This is how these people operate. These are deranged, sick people. So, once again, now, this don't mean that Silva is, even if Silva won in dominant fashion, I don't think she would have made it up to be a title contender undefeated. I don't think she would have made it up there undefeated. Same way with Natalia Silva. I think Natalia Silva has a good chance of fighting for the strap as an undefeated fighter. Hopefully she can pull that off. But it's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult. But Every We've always been critical of Karine Silva. People have always been critical about her. After her very first fight, I got on here and started talking about how she doesn't manage distance well. How too many of her strikes, she know full well she's not going to land them. Like those kicks. She throw kicks. You know you too far away to land those kicks. You just throwing them up there, I don't know for what, just to be throwing something out there. You got to stop doing that. It don't help you. It actually hurts you. Because your opponent is going to time them. And as soon as you drop your foot, they're going to throw a punch. And you saw Viviane doing that this whole fight. Even though Silva blocked well, she blocked those shots very well. You saw that Viviane had a counter for that. Her and their team sat down and said, you know what, this girl throw a lot of kicks when she's out of range to land those kicks. So she started doing that to you. Wait till she puts her foot down and you crack her in the head. We've all known that about Karine Silva. We've all known that she gets tired after the first round. We've all been critical of it. Stop talking as if people have been talking about Karine as some type of unstoppable force in the UFC. Nobody's been talking about her like that. But you know why people talk like that? They hate for black people to give compliments to any black fighter. This is how these deranged racists work. And look, blame yourselves. Y'all the sick degenerates to think like this. It bothers them. They hate to hear a black content creator say positive things about a black fighter. In their mind, they think you're saying all of it just because that fighter is black. Go ahead and show yourself so I can get rid of you. God, I hate these people. I hate your guts. All you need to hang yourselves. You're so worthless. Why did you even have to be born? Your mom should have swallowed you. You're a bunch of degenerates and I hate your guts. So I made a good decision before this fight. Trying to bring clarity, trying to be real. This was a 50-50 fight. I knew a lot of people would underestimate Viviane's chances in this fight because of how strong Karine has looked up to this point. See, the deranged racists, they think that we only gave compliments to Karine because she was black, because these are deranged devils, degenerates. See, when they see a black content creator give any amount of compliments to a black fighter, they think it's all because of race. Even when that fighter has a record like this. Oh, you're not saying it just because they are actually murking their opponents. And again, you don't see women doing stuff like this. Having a high stoppage ratio like this. Why wouldn't you get behind a female fighter with a stoppage ratio like this? You got to be a hater. And I don't care what your reason is, what your motivation is. I don't care if you're not racist and if you're just a hater. If you're just a hater, I'm getting rid of you too. I don't want to hear from you either. I've tolerated you degenerate dirtbags for too long. I never should have done it in the first place. From the get-go. Y'all have no idea how much animosity I got pent up for y'all degenerate asses. Cannot stand these people. Boy, listen. I'm going to say it again for the 1,000th time. The flyweight division is too competitive. It's too competitive for a fighter to be dominant like that. To be head and shoulders above everybody else. Y'all have seen that not even Shevchenko can continue doing that. That should be all the proof you need. If Shevchenko is like, okay, I can no longer be this dominant force in this division, okay, the competition has stepped up well enough where there can no longer be a dominant champion. Forget about it. We saw the deterioration of Natalia Silva in her most recent fight. It's not really a deterioration. And let's be honest. That was also a display of how good Silva is. Like I said in the post-fight video, that was a very off Natalia Silva. extremely off Natalia Silva. Extremely off. And she still got the victory. She still got it done. So even though she showed some vulnerabilities a little bit, these girls need to be worried. Because she still won the fight. Unanimous decision. Even though she was not quite herself. She could have done much better. And I guarantee you, she will tell you the exact same thing. I could have done a lot better in that fight. Now look at her record. I don't care what your reasoning is. Any degenerate wishing on her downfall, you are a disgusting dirtbag. I hope you reveal yourself. I'm telling you, I'm getting rid of all of you degenerates. All of you sick, evil degenerates. That's just wishing the worst on fighters. I'm not going to sit here and root and compliment and support white fighters like I do and watch y'all with this race hatred bias against black fighters. It's not going to happen. As I speak, nobody has highlighted the strengths of several white fighters. Melissa Croden, good luck finding other content creators pointing out how skilled she is and her potential, right? Dakota DeChiva, good luck. I'm not going to sit here and be this unbiased channel host while you racist trolls run amok. No, I'm targeting y'all asses. I'm telling you. And shout out to Sheldon Harrison. For years, people thought he was some old lunatic. You always talk about race. You always talk about race. No, y'all are always talking about race and fixated on race, you sick degenerates. You're celebrating this girl's loss. That's not good for the division. For this woman, Viviane, with this record of inconsistency to have been given that fight. Much better for the division for this fighter to have been given the decision, seeing that you already gave more the decision, even though she got outstruck and wasn't even able to hurt Veronica the way Vivi was hurt, backpedaling, running away. So I don't want to hear nothing. Anybody got a problem with that? Make your own channel and have your own influence. Get sick of people coming over here thinking I should say what they want to be said. No, go say it on your own little channel. You loser. Yeah, I go for anybody. Celebrating the downfall. Boy, you are so childish and degenerate. You want to celebrate the downfall of any fight. Even Kayla Harrison. Boy, I've been behind Kayla Harrison. That's another little white fighter who I've been rooting for. And let me tell you something else. There are many traits and things about Kayla Harrison that only I've pointed out. I'm not going to be sitting up here low key being a promoter for these white fighters while you sick degenerates out here being little racist trolls. It's not going to happen. Now, this Jon Jones fight, let's put the icing on this video covering the main event, because I've made some videos dealing with the Jon Jones situation. I made a video talking about how Jon Jones really don't have no advantage. Some people pointed out that Jon has superior Muay Thai. That's true. He does have better kicks than Stipe. And those kicks were starting to hurt, starting to take an effect on Stipe, especially the inside leg kicks. Starting to have an effect on Stipe. But Jon was able to finish the fight. And after the fight, you know, they kind of asked about your boy Tom Aspinall. But the bias against Jon, I need people to understand, because this is not the last time I'm going to go in on this nonsense, on this crusade against Jon Jones, because I know that they're just using Jon Jones as a proxy to vent their hate against black people, because Jon has not done nothing unusual. He's not done anything that other fighters have not done. Many other fighters have done much worse. If you want to go on a crusade of these types of things that fighters do that's bad, fine. Go after all of them. Don't just pick one. It's not even like they have 3 on the list. Okay, since we're here, we about to look them up for the integrity and sake of this live stream. MMA fighters, I don't know why I'm doing this. You all got internet access. Fighters. Don't get me started. Yep, I'm already started. Good luck to you. Okay. Let's do this. We about to look them up. Oh, even Dana White. I mean, we got Dana White caught on film slapping his old lady around. Does Dana White get that type of treatment? Huh? Is there a crusade to cancel Dana White? Let's look at this one. See, people don't have a problem with fighters doing degenerate stuff outside the cage. They only have a problem when it's a black American who's being called the GOAT. Suddenly, let's hold the microscope and let's pretend to be offended. Oh, you hit women, especially Guru. The dude hate women. But he's willing to love and respect women if it's at John Jones's expense. Then suddenly, he's willing to be a lover of women. Who is Joe's son? Best remembered, he repeated groin punches. Now, you know how they always talk about John Jones eye poking. That's one of the reasons why they say he deserves to be defeated, why he deserves to lose. Repeated groin punches. Yeah, that's not really a crime. But he was found guilty of vandalism in 2008, required to submit DNA sample, linked him to the kidnapping, beating, and rape of a 19-year-old woman. Huh? Joe's son, Phil Baroni. Okay. I guess he was a 1FC fighter and a bare knuckle fighter. Arrested for the murder of his girlfriend. Huh? Threw her in the shower during the argument, caused her to hit her head. War Machine, John Koppenhaver. Huh? In 2014, brutally attacked his ex-girlfriend, porn star Christy Mack, and her male companion. She was cut with a knife, raped, severely beaten. Do you see these white supremacists on a crusade against these other fighters? And this is just a few fighters, people. We can keep going. We can keep going. Who is this? Hermes Franca. Just a month before he was scheduled to fight for a title, turned himself in police, sexually abusing a minor who trained at his, let me say that again, a minor. Don't tell me that this is the same thing what John Jones has done. These people kill me. Oh, one is not any less than the other. One is not anywhere. Get out of here with that. Get out of here with that. This is much worse than what John did. Facts are facts. Truth is truth. All of you who on this John Jones crusade, you're nothing but a bunch of racists. And you all know it. It's at this point, it's a pathetic cover for your racist motivation. This idea that, we're saying this because he's such a bad person. And that's a failed argument. The list of fighters who've done worse than John is endless. You're motivated by something else. And you don't have the backbone, you don't have the balls to admit it. That you're just doing it because he's a nigga, a black American who's being projected as a GOAT, and I'm a racist degenerate, and I'm uncomfortable with that. Go ahead and say it. But you never say it because you're a bunch of sick, twisted people. Who is this? Travis Fulton. Boy, they showing a prison with some of these dudes. He had almost 400 sanctioned bouts in MMA and boxing. Less than 2 years after his final fight, he was arrested for possessing CP and attempting to coerce a minor into creating more obscene content. Oh boy. Let's talk about this CP, huh? Let's talk about these dudes that like to get it on with minors. Shall we? You want to talk about that? Huh? No, y'all want to talk about a dude who accidentally hits a pregnant woman and takes off. Yeah, he should have stayed. Yeah, that was a horrible thing to do. It was horrible. But don't tell me that is something that a upstanding citizen would do and do every day. People in the burbs, doctors, respected people with even good intent, sometimes in some situations can panic and make the wrong decisions. That is not a scenario where the perpetrator intended to harm someone. These people have intent to harm people. And some of the people they intend to harm is defenseless, harmless. Don't tell me that, again, this whole crusade against John Jones is weak. It's weak, and it reveals that it is, in fact, all about race. It's all about race. And I don't care about nobody who think I'm running to John's defense. I am not. I'm simply being fair, and that's all you have to be. And y'all hate that I'm being fair. That's all this is. Several months after this, he hung himself in his cell. He was facing up to 70 years in prison. John Grisby. Oh, we're not done. We're not done. Arrested for domestic abuse. Oh, like I said, the list never ends with domestic abuse. Assault charges, firearms. Another degenerate. One officer described it as the worst case of domestic abuse he had ever seen. Okay? A 19-fight veteran attacked his wife again and even sicked the dog on her. Stop it. Let's pause. Let's pause. I hate you. Goddamn. I hate you racist degenerates. Black men, y'all need to take time to vent more against racists like I am. It feels so, I hate your goddamn guts. Y'all need to burn in hell right now. Like I said, go jump off a cliff, go jump off a bridge somewhere, go just set yourself on fire. Just delete yourself. Yep. Existence is absolutely worthless here on this planet. We need fair people. You want to launch a crusade against domestic violence? Do it. Don't just have one person you going after. That's the John Jones fiasco. And I'm telling you, that whole narrative of John is such a horrible person, that's going to die out. All it needs is minimal pushback, like what I'm giving now. Lord, and they still not done. They still not done. Now, Jeremy Jackson, is Jeremy Jackson a black dude? This might be a black dude. If it's a black dude, we're going to skip over it. Ha ha. I bet that upsets you, don't it? No, it's a white guy. So because it's a white guy, we're going to look at it. Oh, yeah. Y'all always got black people under the microscope. Oh, we're going to put you under the microscope now. Jeremy Jackson, okay, fellow white guy. What do? Pled guilty to multiple charges, including forcible rape for attacking his ex-girlfriend at gunpoint. He was sentenced to 25 to life. Again, let me repeat this. Fighters are from the lowest realms of society. I won't say all of them. Most of them. Most of them. The problem that people have with Jon Jones is that Jones does a pretty good job of projecting himself as a good guy. And they hate that. They hate that. He can convince some people. Now, me personally, I think his good guy persona is real fakish. Like, you could tell he's like faking, in my opinion. But the fact is, he'll be respectful and professional. Simple as that. And a lot of people grew to hate it. And they grew to hate it when they found out that he had done bad things. They're like, oh, he does such a good job projecting himself as a good person. Oh, he's the black version of GSP. Oh, I hate this. Oh, don't look at him as a good guy. Oh, the niggers are never good people. Oh, you twisted degenerates. And look at this. They got Jon Jones on the list. I know these nutters. Y'all gonna hate this. We skipping over John. How about that? We're not even gonna read that one. Go and cry me a river. You sick lunatics. Jared Wyatt consumed psychedelic mushrooms and believed the devil was inside of a friend and training partner. He mutilated his friend and training partner and cooked his heart in a stove. I think we can pause right there. But Jon Jones is the devil. Remember, Jon Jones is the devil. All these other fighters are good people. Jon Jones is the devil. Boy, y'all gonna listen. If you thought you knew WMMA Addict, I'm crashing out all the way. And it's only gonna get worse going forward. And if you pay attention, their narratives and talking points is falling apart already. Jon Jones is not the face of evil. Y'all need to get off it. And what this really is envy, jealousy. That's what this is. These racist, degenerate, loser, small pecker having, shut up. Racist, degenerate, dirty, loser, small pecker having, white supremacists are jealous of the aura of black Americans who are at the top. They badly want their own fighters and athletes to be revered like Muhammad Ali, Roy Jones, Mike Tyson, right? You can go on and on. Floyd Mayweather, Pernell Whitaker, George Foreman, Jon Jones. And this is something people in the MMA world don't talk about a lot. A lot of people around the world, they hate the success of black Americans. And they hate black Americans. I'm telling you, I listen to these people from around the world call in by the hundreds. I listen to them from their own mouth. There's people all over the world who never met a black American in their life, and they have a whole laundry list of reasons why they hate them. People around the world are just sick like that. This comes from small dick envy. Remember, Chinese historian, look him up on YouTube. This is a guy who lived in Canada for years. He said straight up, he said, white guys and Asian guys, even Asians in Asia who never lived in the United States. He said white guys and Asian guys talk about black men's penises all the time. Let's stop right there. Because my goal is to point out a bias, a way that they look at us that we don't look at. Y'all obsessed with us. I guarantee, listen, I'm a black American. I'm telling you now. Nowhere in black America do we sit around and talk about white boys' penises, y'all penis sizes, and how it performs. No black Americans anywhere. Show me where they at. I'll travel there right now and we'll check the temperature then. We'll check the temperature. We don't sit around and talk about Asian dudes' penises. Huh? We got documented history where they used to lynch black Americans and what? Cut their penises off and keep them as souvenirs. Keep their body parts. Listen, bro, we don't want none of y'all's body parts. We don't want no white boy penises. Why do y'all obsess? And this is a historic thing, people. Let's talk about it. Why do you weirdos obsess over us so much? To that extent. Huh? And I believe Chinese historian. He said black guys. Listen, us Asian guys and white guys, we talk about black penises every day. He said that they talk about it every day. You know, that is disturbing from this seat. So I have a request from this seat. Stop obsessing over us. The problem they have with John Jones, it stems from some sick, obsessive envy. It involves a number of things. Get off it. You don't have a problem with degenerates. You love degenerates as long as they're white. Degenerates don't get no worse than what I just went over in Conor McGregor, the king degenerate. The king. Okay, again, like another example I gave a while ago. Just imagine if John Jones threw that dolly at a bus full of people, it crashed, cut somebody's head, and Rose Namajunas got hit. Huh? When Conor did it, they brushed it off. Oh, that's just Conor McGregor. Oh, that's just Conor being Conor. Let John Jones have done that. Let John Jones have socked an elderly white man in the face for refusing to drink his liquor. But when Conor do it, oh, that's just Conor being Conor. Well, you know Conor. Get out of here. You bunch of degenerates. Understand. And listen, these other content creators, very few of them, they got the balls to tell it how it is. And this is how it is. So go on, listen, you're going to hear, this is going to continue. This anti-John Jones, this anti-black thing, period, is going to continue. I just want the listeners to stay mindful of it. And I'm telling you, I don't care who you are. If you're even slightly co-signed with this anti-John Jones crusade, you're getting out of here. I don't even know how you lasted that long. I'm turning it into a 100% renegade channel. Don't give a damn. And I'll leave it there.